Hello, hello. Welcome or welcome back. I'm Jean, and today I'm going to teach you how to introduce yourself. You can probably already introduce yourself a little bit. If I say, "What's your name?" What do you say? You probably said, "My name is," or "I'm." These two phrases are all you need to give your name. The only difference between them is that "my name is" can be a little bit more formal, but that's not a rule. You can choose "my name is" or "I'm," or switch between them, whichever you prefer. But what if your full name isn't what you prefer? Or what if your name is really long and you want people to call you by a nickname? Here are a few ways you can tell someone your preferred name. I go by, I prefer, you can call me. So let's say you have a really long first name, like Alexander or Alexandra. Maybe you want everyone to call you Alex instead. So here's one way that conversation can go. Hi, how are you? What's your name? I'm Alexandra, but you can call me Alex. Now let's go over the top 5 most common questions someone can ask you and ways you can answer them. Number 1, where are you from? Where are you from? Here are some options you can use to answer this question. You can say, I'm from country. For example, I'm from the United States. Or I could also say, I'm from America. You can say, I'm from country, specifically state or city. For example, I'm from the United States, specifically Florida. But from can be a little confusing. Does it mean where you live or where you were born? It can mean either. If you want to tell this to someone, you can say something like this. I live in current city or country, but I'm originally from birth city or country. Or I live in current city, but I was born in birth city. Or you can switch the order of these phrases. You can say, I was born in birth city or country, but right now I'm living in current city or country. For example, I was born in Kentucky, but right now I'm living in Florida. Number 2, what do you do? What do you do? This question is asking what your current job is. Here are some ways to answer this question. You can say, I'm a job title. For example, I'm a teacher. If you are the only person who does your job in your company or organization, then you can probably say, I'm the job title. For example, I'm the principal of this school, or I'm the CEO of this company. If you don't currently have a job, you can say, I'm currently unemployed, or I'm currently looking for work. Number 3, how long have you been learning English? This question is a great opportunity to practice a common mistake: for versus since. Here are some ways to answer this question. You can say, I have been learning English for an amount of time. For example, I have been learning English for 3 years. Or you can say, I have been learning English since a specific date. For example, I have been learning English since 2022. We use for with an amount of time, like for 2 seconds, for 5 minutes, for 6 hours, for 2 weeks, for a month, etc. We use since with a specific time, like since 2 o'clock, since last week, since then, since January, since I was 8 years old. Number 4, why are you learning English? Of course, why you are learning English is personal to you, but here are a few options. You can say, I'm learning English for school or work. Or you can say, I'm learning English just for fun. For example, I'm learning Spanish because a lot of people speak Spanish in my city. Number 5, what other languages do you speak? If you speak your native language and you're only learning English, you can say just native language. Of course, if you speak a lot of languages, you can say, my native language is language, but I also speak other languages. If you want to say how well you can speak another language, here's how you can say that. I can understand a little language. I can speak a little language. I can have a conversation in language. I'm fluent in language. For example, my native language is English, but I can have simple conversations in French and Mandarin Chinese. And I can understand and speak a little Spanish. Here's a bonus question. How old are you? In American society in general, it's usually not a good idea to ask a woman how old she is, but here are some options. You can say number. For example, 31. You can say I'm number. For example, I'm 31. You can say I'm number years old. For example, I'm 31 years old. Or If you don't want to use a specific number, you can say, I'm in my early, mid, late 20s, 30s, 40s, etc. For example, I'm in my early 30s. Here are two common mistakes I often hear. I'm number years and I have number years. These are mistakes in standard English. You can say I'm number or I'm number years old, but not I'm number years. And we don't use have in English to talk about age. Congratulations! You now have the tools to introduce yourself. Here's an example of using all of these sentences together. Hi, I'm Jean. You can call me Miss Jean. I'm from the United States, specifically Florida. I live in Florida, but I was born in Kentucky. I'm an English teacher. I've been teaching English since 2019. I'm teaching English because I love languages and helping people. English is my native language, but I can have simple conversations in French and Mandarin Chinese, and I can understand and speak a little Spanish. If you learned one new thing in this video, make sure to give me a like. If you learned two new things in this video, you might want to also hit the subscribe button so you can continue learning more. Thanks for watching, friends. Until next time, bye.